Tristan and Cunha, Brawther, welcome to Sunnyside Festival. You are hosting the main stage tonight for Dungeon Meet. Tell me about the 10-year celebration that you're having. Happy birthday, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
What else is upcoming for you this summer?
It's obviously been quite a big year for us, hitting 10 years. Kind of just feels like we're just getting started, really. You know, it's nice to be in situations like this, hosting stages now and being able to, present artists that we love and present our music and our style and do it in collaboration with people like Sunnyside who, have been supporting us for years, so it's really nice to see all this kind of like, all the boats rising,
Something about the music.
It's amazing. It's all been very organic as
It
well.
has, totally.
It's taken 10 years for us to
But longer, really, when you think about the seeds, back, you're on the dance floor listening to me, and then getting in touch with me on MySpace. Remember that?
MySpace.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so the story really began there,
Okay.
and that was at Back to Basics in Leeds, which I was a resident at, for people that don't know. And were you a student, or what were you doing in the UK?
I was just traveling in the summer, and my friends.
You were staying with Ben, weren't you?
Yeah, you should check Back to Basics.
Yeah.
And Derek Carter was playing, so they wanted me to see Derek Carter. And the story is that 2 years later, because I came back to France and I was like researching about this Back to Basics thing.
Yeah.
And 2 years later, because of MySpace, I found him and I asked him for a track ID.
Yeah.
In 2005, but I didn't have a recording. They didn't have like a, nowadays track ID people send you like, I think.
And you asked me about, you played a tribal record. I was like,
Yeah,
tribal
like
was a
really
dirty word at the time. It was like old Steve Lawler and that sort of stuff getting rinsed at DC 10. No offense, Steve, or whatever.
But it was like really jacking and like syncopated, and he knew exactly what track I was on about as well.
Yeah, and I get in terms of, you talk about Back to Basics then, this is kind of where Dungeon Meet was born, or certainly had a big part of it, maybe, in
first
the
of all,
connection.
after me discovering that Sammy went off and started producing, and then he released, unbeknownst to me, I think the second record on My Love Is Underground Records.
Yes, yeah.
Paris Underground Tracks Volume 1. I got the first one, it was dope. Second one dropped, it was like absolutely killer.
Yeah.
Because nobody was really doing that sound at the time as well, really. It really reminded me of what I loved about house music, got me into house music. It was authentic. You know what I mean? It had some beef to it, and it was dope. And it was, I got in touch with the label, spoke to Jeremy. I said, "Hey man, I thought it was Jeremy Underground at first,
Yeah.
I said, I love this new EP you've done. He said, oh, it's cool. It's not by me. So we're going to keep the identity of the producer it's secret. I was like, that's fine. I love a bit of mystery.
Yeah.
And the next day, he emailed me or whatever. He's like, hey,
MySpace.
he's like, it was like that was kind of like the blueprint of the kind of dungeon meaty sound, I suppose, like stripped down, sweet beats, and it was just like dubby and
We used to even call it the pattern of the bass line of that track.
Yeah.
We used to call it like the secret dungeony.
It was like the secret Shaolin scale or something like that. Yeah, 'cause it was just
they all just always worked, and they kind of made this sort of like sinister and sleazy kind of sound.
Also, as well, a lot of people started to imitate the My Love Is Underground trend and stuff, and it got a little bit cheap, a little bit plasticky. So we were just like, well, let's keep keep it like swinging and groovy and funky a bit, but a bit nasty, a bit dark, a bit X-rated, a bit sleazy. You know what I mean? Like sort of like the B2 records, on the flip side of the record, the little dub, and that's how it was born, really. And Sammy just I won't tell the full story about where the name came from because it's a little bit rude, but
please tell.
I think they want to know.
Oh well, okay. So, my friends were just having some chat and some banter, hey Trish, you never guess what we were on about last night. We're saying, just pointing to this girl. I said, she's got Dungeon Meat in her pants. I was like, what? That's horrendous. I was like, but it just stuck with me, and then I started it's proper Dungeon Meat, this record. It's proper dungeony, proper meaty and dungeony. So it kind of was the sort of sound. And he was like, oh man, we started abbreviating it DM. I found this DM record.
Everything was dungeony.
Everything was dungeony. I mean, we just hooked on it.
It always works with the music, meaty stuff. And, Dungeon just had that sinister kind of sound that you find in artists like Kashmir that we both love.
Yeah, exactly.
So there was this kind of uneasy kind of side of the depths of house music that we really like.
But that was kind of obviously what sort of helped our success in a way, really. You know, because it crossed over and appealed to, you know, different, not just, you know, house DJs, but like you know, techno DJs or tech house DJs. It was just like a bit of everything. It's like, what is it? Is it tech house? Is it techno? Is it house?
It's just good shit. Yeah.
What's that?
It was just good house,
It was
proper
just,
house.
it was just a vibe and an attitude, really, you know.
And the way you describe it, it almost sounds like exactly as it is now. But obviously, 10 years is a long time. Do you think it's the sound that's changed in any way, or?
I mean, it's always evolving and changing. We don't really stick to. I mean, if you listen to all our releases, they're all pretty different. I mean, they all mean business, and they're all going to work on the dance floor. You know, that's the brief.
But they definitely don't sound like a period.
No.
I think they're all pretty timeless. Our producer brings their A game, and they've all, you know,
we're quite picky as well, though, aren't we? As well,
we got some great tunes like Larry the Cat with his funky introduction. That was kind of a bit of a little classic for us.
The first one, Blunt Instruments, Hold Back,
the first one, which was like the
absolute bomb. Well, you know, that's the sort of synergy and between us and Slap Funk as well. We've got this kind of like attitude. It's a vibe. It's not necessarily like a formula. Or it's just a kind of like an attitude and approach to it. You know what I mean? So we could play a hip hop set or whatever, it'd still be dungeony or whatever. You know what I mean? And have that attitude to it and that vibe. You know. And that's what kind of brought us together with Slap Funk and stuff as well. You know, they like was into Sammy and Jeremy early doors. And then, you know, Sammy came back, he was like, you got to meet these guys. And then obviously the rest is history, really, you know.
And Slap Funk were here on Friday as well.
Exactly,
totally,
yeah.
And so in terms of, I guess this relationship has really grown some legs with Slap Funk as well, and we think about the new EP that's coming out on the new label. Tell us a bit more about that.
It's the Dungeon Funk label, which is now turning into a night that we're doing at Fabric on the 26th of May next week, actually. It's also turned into a bit of a combo of DJs between Dungeon Meat and some artists of Slap Funk, usually Ingy Vision or Samuel Deep. But it all started when I hosted a producer challenge, and the idea was that Ingy Visions and Dungeon Meat were going to be the judges, and we were going to select the tracks and create use the winning tracks on a 12-inch record, and we just called it Dungeon Funk as a mix of Dungeon Meat and Slap Funk.
Makes sense.
It was either that or Slap Meat, and you know what I mean? It's like, I'm not sure my mum would be into that one. So we're really excited about that. Again, it's just like, it just gives us all these things that we're doing, like, you know, these competitions and things like that. They give us this amazing access to all these new up-and-coming artists and stuff
that you wouldn't necessarily have heard, maybe having not done that competition.
No, exactly. You know what I mean? And it's it's an amazing platform for them, and it's also great for us. You know what I mean? We're literally it's like a football team, isn't it? When you get them young, you train them up, and you know, you kind of mentor them a little bit as well. You know, we find ourselves doing that as well, where we actually really care about what our young Padawans are doing. You know what I mean? And they've obviously grown up on a diet of Dungeon Meat and Slap Funk as well, so they're you know.
So they're making Dungeon Funk,
pretty clued up, yeah, exactly. So it's great to see that growing, and who knows where it's going to go. I mean, you know, it might just be one release. We don't know. It's you know, we just kind of wanted to do it.
I guess it started off with something quite specific. It's come from a competition, and then maybe you see
exactly.
where that
it's
takes
totally,
you
you know, another outlet. The thing is that we have more music than we can release. So now it's great to have just another imprint where, you know, we can just, if it fits sort of that sound, we have some way to put it and just showcase other people. Because with Tristan, we haven't been in the studio for a while, but we have a label that's very active and quite popular. But it's got the same name as right, Dungeon Meat Records.
Dungeon Meat Records.
So it's great. We like to, you know, have that platform for others. And you know, make other people shine. We're also working on like a 10 years record, actually.
Okay.
That's coming out around the end of the year. So
it might come out next 10 years, like
there will be our
20th anniversary will be out.
That will be our second EP, by the way.
We were always like, we need to do another label now because we've got that much stuff. But I'm really happy with all the stuff we're doing. Next EP's from Julian Alexander and Julian Anthony. Sorry, Julian Anthony, which is a bomb, and another Dutch talent who you know, we love to bits, and is you know. He's got it, you know what I mean? And he's a great guy as well. And then the one after that is just an absolute, it's a bit ridiculous actually. It's like 9 tracks or something. It's like
the new Weapons of Mass Destruction.
Weapons of Mass Destruction. It's a double power.
Yeah.
We've got Swilly.
We interrupt regular programming to bring you a message from Her Majesty's government.
TROI equipment, Boss Priester, Julian Alexander, and Mauro Moreno.
Mauro Moreno,
we have lots of Dutch talents. And Horseman as well.
Horseman, cleaning.
I mean, he's gonna.
It's absolute like proper value for money. Like that's like literally you could just play a whole half a set with just that, you know. Which is what when your kids are buying records. When I first started buying records, I played the A side, the B side, the C side, the D side. You know what I mean? It was like, you know, you just rinse out tracks, you know.
So we can be sure on these records, each one's a banger.
Bona fide, guaranteed, certified. You know what I mean? Absolutely,
and we want to thank Trommel, who's going to be quite supportive with our label. Always reviews out and premieres. So thank you.
Absolute pleasure. We love it. It's great to hear how there's so much going on, because 10 years it's a big celebration, a big birthday, but actually it sounds like there's a lot happening as well.
Like I said before, it just feels like we're just getting started now. You know, we started taking a little bit more seriously. We've kind of got a little bit more of an infrastructure going on inside the label, and you know, it's all there. The channel's open now. Yeah, exactly.
Excellent. Well, we look forward to seeing where it goes. Looking forward to hearing all the new stuff as well.
Stay tuned. Well, you'll be hearing a bit of it tonight, no doubt. There might be a few little meaty morsels. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Good, great. Well, have a great set tonight. Enjoy it. Enjoy the birthday celebrations for the rest of the year.
I can't wait. Nice one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.